for the places in the Russian team for Tokyo.
OK, well, this final is going to be running alongside that of the uneven bars final 2. Beth, no British interest in this, quite unusual.
It is. We've obviously not had someone in the final for a while. I mean, the girls did great in qualification. A couple of their routines were maybe fighting routines, and it was a few tenths that they were off. I mean, Amelie was actually reserved for it, so we were very close to it. But obviously, we've got finals on every other piece of apparatus, which is great for us.
Yeah, Angelina Melnikova is competing in this final. She's certainly going to be one to beat.
She is, and she's had a great championship so far, and then also the Russians are well known for this piece of apparatus. Obviously, no Mustafina here, who's kind of been their bars queen, but they've got a new up-and-coming star, Ilyankova.
Yeah.
So we don't know a massive amount about her, but obviously to be in a final, we know that she's got the potential to be up there with the top.
You're looking forward to seeing that?
I am, actually, because it's always interesting the year out from Olympics who some countries just start throwing sort of new young faces into the mix to see, can they cope under pressure, how does their routine score? And I spoke to Christian about it. There's been quite a lot of new faces at this European Championships, whether it was on the men's or the women's side.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday. It's actually a very interesting time within the Olympic cycle, isn't it, with gymnasts looking forward, obviously qualification at the World Championships, but the Olympics in the world of a gymnast, it's not that far away.
It's not at all.
When you're building these routines.
No, it really isn't, and these sort of championships are the sort of the milestones and the stepping stones that the gymnasts need to start testing out these new routines. The governing bodies and the sports, they need to start sending out teams that they think might be in potential for Tokyo, get those gymnasts exposed to that high pressurised environment, so that they can start building that all in readiness for the Tokyo and the big Summer Olympic Games. OK, well, just a reminder, rings and uneven bars are going to be running back to back here. We're going to start with rings. Chris, you haven't got long to it. Abliazin is up first. Here's Christine Still and Craig Heap.
First gymnast on the rings for Russia, Denis Abliazin. Hugely experienced gymnast and hugely strong gymnast.
Olympic bronze in 2016. Look at that. Circles round to the Maltese position. And again, look at that. Flat with the shoulders, level with the rings. He's got a swing. The double front in the tuck and pike position. Back up rise to the straight top planche. And again, circle round to the crucifix. Again, kip. Got a swing to handstand. No problem there, locks out. Judges looking for a nice straight line from hands to toes. Backward long swing. Needs a good dismount, and it's a big double twisting, double straight. Denis Abliazin kicks off this rings final.
Well, he was European champion back in 2013 on the rings. He's given a strong challenge to be the champion in 2019. Look at that straight body line. Superb strength. And you know he can swing as well. And that's the trick. You swing to an immediate strength hold.
First up, and the uneven bars representing Sweden, it's Johanna Adlerteg.
Well, the top qualifier and full of beautiful, exciting work. The clear circle into the Kachev, the somersault over the bar, but she didn't link that first two elements. She had to take another upstart handstand into the pack salto. Here she goes back up to the high bar and then the pack salto with the full turn. Super handstand shape, and that was clean into a full pirouette. She had to fight a little bit, but a good, strong Stolder Kachev, a hop, have to swing in a forward grip. That was just an easy forward giant, and she winds up now into the double straight. Lovely dismount, it floated but her difficulty score will be affected by those first two elements not joining. It's a good routine, others will have to be better, but she's opened the door a tiny bit.
You see there, connecting the full turn into the straddle Kachev, so that gets the connection. Silver medalist in the last European Championships on this piece of apparatus. Big dismount, the double straight.
So Abliazin 14.966, top of the tree at the moment. So Samir Aitzed from France, they've already picked up one medal on the pommel horse. And this man's capable on the rings as well.
Yeah, medalled in many European Championships, and look at the strength there. Circles straight round into the top planche, lowers down to hang, through the crucifix, press to the Maltese position. And again, swing to the top planche. One of the requirements, swing to strength. Gymnast must also swing to handstand, lock out the rings, and swinging elements. The double pike, double tuck, back up rise, straight to the Maltese position. When gymnasts link these strength elements, swinging elements, that adds the difficulty. It's an open-ended part of the routine. Execution from 10. Needs a good dismount. Full twisting, double back straight. That was a great routine, and he knows it.
And European champion all the way back in 2013. So we're really seeing a battle of champions here. See, opens the hands to show how easy and in control he is. Hugely strong. And again, links those elements.
Score comes in for Joanna Adleteg, 14.3. Next up for France, 17 years of age, Loretta Sharpie.
Starts with the flight from the low bar to the high with a half turn, quite a difficult element. And now her forward element, the Jaeger somersault in the pike position, the Kachev, and she'll go immediately down to the low bar with the pack salto. Very good so far, and another half turn up to the high bar. Very well rehearsed, precise routine this. Toe full pirouette, up into the full twisting double back dismount. That is very clean, and she performed it just the same last evening for the bars final. She's very efficient gymnast on the bars.
Now you can see the Jaeger somersault, front somersault, a little bit close to the bar, so that'll pick a slight deduction, but that was good. The height and the flight there. The Shap with a half turn. Gymnasts have got to transfer from the low to the high bar.
So Samir Atsaed, 14.733. Second behind Abliazin. Doesn't look delighted with the score. Davtyan from Armenia.
Strong on the start there. Into the Maltese position. Actually, it's Arta Tovmasyan. Swings well into the handstand. Nice straight line. And that's good height in the multiple somersault, straight to the Maltese position. And again, back up rise to the straight top planche. A little bit soft in the back there. Full twisting double straight. Takes a little step on landing. doesn't look happy with that at all, Christine.
No, my apologies to gymnasts from Armenia in the rings final, which is a great comment on their programme. But he never quite settled. And the dismount was a bit of a rush.
Score comes in, 14.1. You see the difficulty, 5.7. Puts her into second place. Just seeing her sister on the vault. Next up on the bars for Italy, 16 years of age, Alice De Matteo.
Another gymnast who competed in the all-around competition, fourth last night. Lovely start, Shaposhnikova uprise into Kachev. And now important link, the Kachev, and immediately back up to the high bar. That was excellent. But she has a shuffle along the bar in order to get into the centre for these invert swings. And there we see an invert with a full turn, very nice, immediately into the double front. It's a short, punchy routine, that. And she really doesn't give very much away there with her coach from Italy. Delightful work.
Well, it's great, the transition between the skills. Now you can see the Kachev into the Pack Salto, Stalder with the Shap half, so all connected. Doesn't need any extra wasted swings, and any chance of an extra swing required is generally a deduction, so if you can connect those skills together.
So Tom Versen, 14.7 into third place. It wasn't such a terrible routine after all. So Nikita Nagorny, all-around champion of Europe, crowned last night.
Fourth on rings at the last Europeans. Absolutely perfect position in the Maltese. Can control the rings, and again into the crucifix. So the gymnast must hold these strength elements for 2 seconds, but got to be able to swing, and this is what he can do well. Double pike, double tuck, the front somersault known as the Homna into the crucifix. Swing to strength, back up rise into the straddle top planche. Gymnast must swing to handstand, which he does. Backwards and again forwards. It's going well. Good dismount. Double twist in, double back, sticks the landing in. Well, you can see the difference in his face when he finishes that routine to the previous competitor. He thoroughly enjoyed that.
And he's a gymnast you really do feel engaged with. He enjoys his performance, he's thrilled with himself, and he really draws you into the competition, doesn't he? But real strong guy. I think you probably have to pump yourself up a bit, don't you, Craig, to perform on rings?
Well, it is certainly one of those pieces of apparatus that you definitely need all the strength. Don't forget, this young man, this is his third day of competition, and it looks like he could do another 3 days, to be honest, Christine. And we were chatting about how fit and solid this Russian team is.
Yeah, they're very strong.
Score comes in, 14.4. Good routine. Alice De Matteo of Italy moves into first place.
It really was a very good punchy routine.
Now we move on to the current European all-round champion, crowned last night onto the uneven bars from France. It's Melanie de Jesus dos Santos.
And always a little bit difficult to perform apparatus finals straight after a great success. That's a lovely stoop in and out into the Shaposhnikova. She had to fight for that. A lovely catch of action though. Didn't join straight into the pack salto, but she's got such rhythm on this bars and such extension through the legs, elbows locked straight all the time. That stoop in and out she's used, that's the third time she's used it. You can only use one skill 3 times. So she's used it to its maximum. Here comes the dismount, lifts up high, adds the full twist, just a little pace, but such classy work from Dos Santos. She always looks a little underwhelmed with herself.
It was a big night last night, not just for her, but for France as well, taking that all-round title. But yeah, she's so exciting to watch, such a dynamic gymnast. The height and flight she gets on the releases, the transitions between the bars, locks out in the handstand. There you go, the half turn into the inverted grip. Checks the bar again, turns around, back into invert, top change. This is a big dismount. Probably the only one that we've seen in this championships. The double straight with the full twist. Had to take a little adjustment on the landing. But another great routine.
But you know, it's so difficult to add your difficulty up. She only has a 5-7 start. So Nagorny into second place, 14.9. I don't think anyone doubts that he's thrilled with that.
To be honest, I don't think he's that bothered, Christine. But that was a fabulous routine. That dismount as well leaves that lasting impression with the judges. I think rings can be all down to the dismount some of the time.
And now Courtney Tuller, Great Britain, steps up to the rings.
Lifted up by coach. Your nuts, Trandaburu and Pegasus Gymnastic Club. Super start there. That's actually his move, the Tulloch. Presses into the Maltese. That is a perfect position. Plays out into the swinging elements, straight into the handstand. He knows he'll have to perform well if he wants to get onto the podium. That there is so impressive. Shoulders level with the rings. Back up rise into the Maltese. He's got a big dismount. Double twisting, double straight if he does it. In the tuck position. That was a great routine.
Well done, Courtney. Well done, Courtney. Another delighted performer. Very compact gymnast. He's made 2 finals here. He's in the vault final as well. Lovely finish to the routine, the double twist in the double tuck. He's really raised his level these last couple of years.
Score comes in for Melanie Dos Santos, 13.766. Just good enough to get into the medals today.
Yes, I think to medal today, you've got to make all those links.
And just that little bit of a handstand where she had to fight, I think might have cost her. Now, bronze medalist night, last night in the all-round competition for Russia. It's Angelina Melnikova.
Now she needs this full pirouette into immediate Shaposhnikova. She makes it straight back down again and straight back up again. And that's probably why she didn't get a higher medal yesterday. She didn't link them, but today she's gone for broke. Oh, that was fingertips on the front somersault, the Jaeger, the half turn. Now the full turn, very nice, immediately into the dismount. I think that will medal today. She went for everything and really delighted to see, because last night she was just a bit edgy and didn't really go for the connections. In a final, you know you've got to go for broke.
Certainly have, especially when the gymnasts before put in such great routines. See the coach there just hovering under the top bar. They're allowed to be there as long as they don't touch the gymnast. Locks out in the handstand. There's a stoop half turn. Straight into the Jaeger. And that was a fingertip catch, but you want to catch on straight arms. And stoop in the full turn and connect straight into the dismount. Double back with the full twist. Yeah, I think you could be right, Christine. I think that might just be good enough for a medal.
And Courtney, 14.766, lying in third position. For Italy, Marco Laudadio. Of course, Italy, a great history of fantastic ring workers. In your day, Craig Yuri Keki.
He was the man, but this is the man of the moment for Italy. Took a bronze medal in the World Championships last year. Good position to start off with in the Maltese. And again. Lay out into the swinging part of the routine. Finishes with the front somersault to crucifix, the Honma. That's a good position there, the top planche. Arms have to be straight. And circles round to another crucifix, known as the Azarian. Swings into the handstand, locks out. Qualified in third place. Needs a good dismount, double twisting, double back. Laudadio, is he the daddy-o today?
Well, he's certainly delighted. The rings final is always a huge final. The guys are really quite consistent on this apparatus, aren't they, Craig?
They certainly are, and actually for the rest of the ring workers, his frame doesn't look as big as some of those, but he's incredibly strong. It's deceptive how strong this young man is.
Very deceptive. In fact, I was quite taken by surprise, the level of routine.
I think the only part there was a little bit of loss of legs on the multiple somersaults between the rings, especially on the tuck, knees apart, but the rest of it. And that dismount actually was a bit of a cross between a tuck, a pike and a straight, I think, Christine.
You pretty nailed it, didn't he? It'll be very tight.
Wait on the score on Melnikova. Can she pick up another medal in the championships? Yes, she can. 14.533. Angelina Melnikova moves into top spot.
Fantastic for her.
Next up on bars, just 15 years of age, representing Belarus, is Anastasia Alistratova.
And the first gymnast from Belarus we've seen in this final. Super stoop in and out with the full pirouette. It's considered the most difficult of the close bar elements. That time she put the feet on, which makes it a lot easier. Good transfer from the high bar down to the low and back up to the high bar. Very clean and efficient on that Shap half. Lovely half turn, huge front somersault. She looks a very confident and competent gymnast here. Just the swing turn right into handstand. Lovely straight arms on the giants. Very clean, strong double front with a half turn. That was a very pretty bar routine. Not very much given away at all, and beautiful lines.
It's a big routine for such a young gymnast, just 15 years of age. You can really see the potential in that routine. She just takes out a few of those long swings in between and can connect this routine. But that was absolutely super there. Feet and legs locked together. Locks out in the handstand. You can see the extension down the legs. There you go. Into the forward long swing position and the double front somersault with half turn. Just that slight step on the landing. Good routine.
14.966 up into second position. Wow, that is an impressive score. I think that took Nikita Nagorny by a bit of surprise there. And Abliazin. Igor Radivilov from the Ukraine, one of the most decorated gymnasts.
European champion back in 2013. Been in many a ring final at this level. You can see why. Straight round into the top planche. Lower down, watch this now. And again, press to the Maltese position. Hip to the crucifix. If anything, a little bit high there. The judges could take a 10th. Such strength, you can see the position, holds the rings well. Good in the flighted element, straight round to the inverted crucifix and swings again to the Maltese. So difficult to split these gymnasts' strength. Needs a good solid dismount. Winds up. Kicks in, double twist in, double back, and hands down. Well, he qualified in top spot, but that error on the dismount, that's a full mark. Disappointing for Radivilov.
Yes, ran out of a bit of steam and quite a surprise, actually. All the strength work, immaculate. So Abliazin holds top spot. I said he was European champion in 2013, Abliazin, but he wasn't. He was actually European champion 2014. And he's not going to be unseated from that position by Radivilov today.
Score comes in for Anastasia Alistratova.
14.366. It's great to see some different names at the top here.
And into third spot. Absolutely fantastic from the 15-year-old. 2 gymnasts still to go. So representing the Netherlands is Sanne Veerman.
First we've seen of this gymnast in finals. Had a big score in qualification. The flight up to the high bar with the full turn down to the low bar. Lost a little bit of rhythm on the catch. And a little bit untidy during the legs. Oh, and she went for the big connection, putting the feet on. And that's what happens if you don't quite get enough of the foot on. It's quite a challenge to try and get your feet straight on from the pack salto. You can see she flies up to the high bar, then she flies back down to the low bar, and then she puts her feet on, but she was just a bit too late and only got 1 foot on. In a final like this, you have to go for it. 1 whole mark off, and she loses the value of the move she was trying, but really floats a good high front somersault there. Bit of a late pirouette into a full twisting double back. Well, it didn't quite work today, but she was ambitious and full of heart.
Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Such a shame, actually, because we've seen some good bar work from this young lady. Lovely height there on the front somersault above the bar. See, just went for broke on the connection. And obviously it just didn't work. Right into the dismount, full twisting double back.
So Radivilov, 13.933. That 1 whole mark, keeping him out the medals. The mark he lost for the dismount. So Van Davtyan from Armenia, second Armenian gymnast in this final.
And the oldest, 30 years of age. Been in rings finals going back to 2014. His best was a silver in 2016. Can he do better today? Presses straight into the top planche. And circles into the Maltese. That's a good position. Kip to the crucifix. Release grip on the rings to show his strength. Into the swinging element, the double pike front salto, straight to the Maltese position. Again, back up rise into the crucifix. A little bit of a flicker there and movement in the hips. Judges will pick up for that. Needs a good dismount, full twisting double back in the straight position. Well, qualified in second place. I think it was good, but will it be good enough?
Well, we've seen a few surprises here. Just gradually got the feet there. You have to swing and move straight to the final strength position. If you sort of pause and hover on the way, they're little deductions the judges make, so they'll have to have a good, strong look at this. But the difficulties there, all of these gymnasts have very similar difficulty level.
Score comes in for Sanne Veerman of the Netherlands, 12.366. Puts her in 7th position. Final competitor on the A bars representing Russia is Anastasia Ilyenkova.
The Russians renowned for fantastic bar work, and there's the clear circle into the Stup Kachev. And now in the straddle with a half turn into the Ezheva. Two very difficult elements linked. Flight from one bar to the next, back down and straight back up again with the half turn. Real good, confident work here. Super pirouette into a very efficient dismount. That will be a challenge for a medal as well. Everybody's quite on fire today. We're seeing some fantastic uneven bar work.
Junior European champion in 2016 on this piece of apparatus, and they've really got a clever construction of routine, the Russian girls, on this piece of apparatus. Not wasting any swings, very difficult there. Kachev with the half turn down to the low bar. You can see, look at that, locks out well in handstand. Stole the shot to the top bar. And this was nice. The stoop into the full turn and connects straight into the dismount.
A little bonus point for those two elements linked together.
She needs more than 14.533 to go first.
So Davtyan 14.933. It's a third spot, and is it an equal third spot? We'll wait to be confirmed.
Score comes in, Ilyenkova, 14.833, moves into first place. That's gold and silver for Russia on the bars. So confirmation of the European champion on rings for Russia is Denis Abliazin. Italy get the silver with Marco Ladadio, and Armenia, Van Davitan takes the bronze.
On uneven bars, Anastasia Ilyenkova first for Russia and second for Russia, Angelina Melnikova, with Alice D'Amatteo for Italy taking their first medal of this championships.
Well, Beth, you said you were looking forward to seeing Ilyenkova. You said that not a lot of people knew a lot about her, but she certainly made a mark here in that final.
She has, and what a great way to start kind of her senior career. I mean, her routine is jam-packed, full of difficulty and huge releases, using big connections, and you can see that it's a working routine as well. There's still room for more connections.
It reminded me of one of your routines, to be fair, though.
That was a long time ago, that. But yeah, I mean, all of her skills are connected, so that's where she's built up the difficulty, but also relies on the execution being a lot higher than the rest of the field. I mean, a 14.8 compared to the rest of them sort of down at 14.5, 14.3, so she's really sent a message out ready for World Championships, and also to the rest of the Russian team that she's there.
Yeah, from the younger ones to the more experienced, and Denis Abliazin at 26. He didn't disappoint, did he? He took the championship there. Look, he's back on top. 2014 was the last time he won this, but, well, he's looking absolutely on song here.
He is, and he's also back again tomorrow in the vault final, so it's great to see him getting into such good form again. I think there was potentially a few question marks whether he was going to be ready for these European Championships, but obviously watching him today, putting out the performance that he did with the big dismounts as well, he's definitely a gymnast to be watching. I think for him, the big decisions are going to be, will he go down the individual qualification route for Tokyo, or potentially try and push his way into the Russian team, which we know is already jam-packed with just superstars at the minute. It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, they've got 10 medals at these championships so far.
Yeah, and we were talking about the camaraderie between the teammates. They seem really like a close-knit team, and they're genuinely pleased for each other if someone else beats them. You saw Melnikova, she was sat in first on bars, and then the youngster comes through and pushes her into second, but she was celebrating with her, which is great for their team spirit and can only help the depth and strength of their team.
And Dalaline was the routine on floor.